right, Atlanta United Fan TV. All right, you know, it's a 3-1 win. I wouldn't say it's our best win ever, but, you know, Josef gets an MLS tying 5th hat trick. So all's kind of well at the end of the day, but what do you guys think?
I mean, you got to be happy for the win because we've had 2 terrible losses out here. So, you know, I mean, it's good to be back winning ways at Mercedes-Benz at home. So, I mean, got to look at the positives, kind of always be hypercritical. But, you know, coming out of that stadium, the common theme was everyone's like, we got the 3 points. No one was as hyped as we normally are for a win. So, I mean, still, you got to take what you get. So, you know, got to go ahead with that. Hopefully we can win on Wednesday and then carry this on. Because I think we can't, I mean, you can look at the ref, you can look at a bunch of different things, but, like, a win's a win, right? If you're away from home and we get this win, we take it. So that's the way I'd look at this right now.
It's a win, obviously. We love the 3 points. But for me, watching the game, the finishing is still lacking. And I think that's why I'm not as hype as I should be for this, because there's
29 shots, 1 shot on goal from play, and then 2 penalties.
It's like we have guys who should be able to finish up front, and we're not. And it shouldn't make me upset because we still win. We still go away with 3 points. Fantastic. But we can't. It should be 10. It should be 7. All right, maybe not that much. But it should be something higher. And I want us to finish those chances so that we can be more hype when we come out and win like this. We're the best in the league instead of being like, we good, though. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I think it's ultimately good that we scrape by some of these when we don't play well.
Yeah.
You know, because when we do sometimes play well and then we get a result like Kansas City or something, and you know, or Red Bulls when we play decently well, but it's just a matter of very unlucky.
I mean, I think the overall situation, that the way I look at it is, why does it always happen that a team comes to Mercedes-Benz and the ref always is the talking point? Like, you know, the 2 games that come to my memory that have been absolutely phenomenal was Toronto last year and NYCFC this year. No red cards, 2 top-class teams in the MLS coming and going at it. So I think I'm going to go back to what I said when we played the Red Bulls, and yeah, I'm still going to say we need more consistency in the ref. Yes, that's a red card. Yes, that's a penalty. But I was sitting there, I was just like, I feel bad for Philadelphia. You know, because it's...
Yeah. I mean, essentially, in my opinion, the ref killed the game. You know, 1 man down, sure. But, you know, I think cooler heads have to prevail here.
I mean, for me, yes, he reacted very hard to having that called, but a double yellow immediately, I don't want to say it's against my own team, but that's kind of absurd to see that. I've been watching football for at least 13 years now, never seen that in my life, and to see it happen in front of me was kind of hilarious, but also it kind of dialed back the game. It kind of took the crowd out of it as well. If you're down to 1 man, we're still behind them, we still want them to go out and push. If you're down 2 men, we're expecting to run away 7, 6, something like that. That's why the win is not as much, it doesn't feel as well, because it feels like they kind of were against them as opposed to us.
I feel like everyone is expecting a New England-esque game to happen after they were down 2. But I mean, you got to give Philadelphia props. I think they did very well in terms of the way they came out, even after 9 men. I think it was a moment of madness how they got the 2 reds. But, you know, I mean, we can say everything we want, but at the end of the day, we got to take the 3 points. Because if we had drawn the game, because it looked like they were the better team to score at 1 point. So, like, you know, got to take as it comes and got to take the 3 points and march on. Because ultimately, a champion is made when you win when you are not at your best. And that's what we showed today, that we can win when we're not at our best. And hopefully we can do this more often than not. Granted, it was 9 players down, and again, it didn't feel like a win, but it is a win, and you got to just take that. Because, again, we cannot be so hypercritical of such a situation, because we could have actually been 1-0 throughout the game, just at 1 pen, and people would have lost their mind again. So, you know, got to give credit where credit's deserved for them. And for us, I think whenever we win at home, why is the ref playing such a huge part? You know, like LAFC, big game. So, I think.
And also 3 straight games with VAR called.
Yep. So, I mean, I really think to handle the game, maybe one red was okay early on. I think one of the Philly players should have just held the guy back. Because, you know, like, that was a moment of madness. That's like, you don't do that. It's not a 5-0 game at the 90th minute. It's 0-0 early on. So I think you can look at it both ways, but at the end of the day, I'm going to take the win and walk back home happy. Could have been more happy, though, so, you know, that's the point.
I will say this. I know a lot of us, like, this is a win. We're okay with 3 points, but we're still kind of disappointed in the way the team played. I will say, if I remember correctly after last season, our team really turned on the gas after that U.S. Open Cup match in Kennesaw. The delay, all that stuff, they came out, they saw the support, they loved it, and that's when they turned on the gas. We got a U.S. Open Cup game coming on Wednesday. We may not be starting starters. We may be playing some guys back. I feel like Romario should probably start just to give him some more experience. But that's another thing. But after that, we turned on the gas, we turned it up a notch, and we became the Atl Utd that we sort of gotten used to. I feel like after Wednesday, we're going to see the actual team come out and play. So I'm going to hold my judgment until after the U.S. Open Cup.
And maybe is that a part of, like, okay, so the squad depth gets some minutes, puts pressure on the starters because they see, oh, wow, okay, these guys are actually doing well. And then hopefully that actually kickstarts them to actually, like, hey, you know, I got to start playing for my places or I might be starting to get usurped.
Yeah, I mean, I think the MLS Open Cup should be, the U.S. Open Cup, sorry, should be used by the depth players to show that they have the potential in case of an injury, in case of, you know, a mishap happens. So I think we should come out all guns blazing and win on Wednesday. I think hopefully there's no thunderstorm like last year, but I think overall you gotta, I think, just take the positives out of this. And, you know, I think my biggest fear was we might end up conceding it to make it 2-2 because that's what happened in New England. We didn't take our chances and might have happened tonight. So, I mean, again, just got to be positive, just got to keep going. And I think it's funny to me that Almiron this year is the second highest shots, shot taker in the MLS. So I think there's something going on that the team just needs to figure out. Because if we play like this against NYCFC at Yankee Stadium, they will absolutely bend us over and smack us around. So I think we got bigger fishes to fry than the MLS Open Cup. So I just hope we can continue an upwards trajectory. Like, a win's a win. Take the positives, go to the next game. Instead of being like, oh, we should have done this, should have done that. You know, it's always take the positives. Mid-season, there's no point in, like, going crazy. I will still keep saying they need better refs in here. Like, this is an atmosphere that isn't matched anywhere else. And I think the refs really try to come in and make a point when they come in, and whether for or against Atlanta United. But I think overall, after tonight, like, if Atlanta United fans should never complain about referees. Because one way or another, the referee either gives us a win or loses us a win. I think the complaint should be we need more consistency, and that's something that's happened throughout the league. And it's not just here, though. It's in England right now. It's in Italy. So I think there's a lot of things that need to change. But overall, we're still on top, like, having a laugh. So I think just got to keep going, just got to keep winning. And that's the only way we're going to make sure we are not as oriented with our referees and more oriented with the players. So, you know, Martinez, Almiron going to turn it up next game, in my opinion. So.